Howdy y'all, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. It's been a while. I was transitioning from Egypt back to America. This is indeed my first video for this channel here in America, so that's why you haven't seen me. So let's take a look at this beautiful Quranic verse. And we made the sky shelter ceiling, and they turn away from our signs. So this is a very basic verse that we see a few times throughout the Quran, beginning from the very beginning in Surah Al-Baqarah. It's we made the earth a bed and we made the sky a ceiling. Now it may sound silly at the beginning because we look at the sky and there's nothing. So assuming, like people always have claimed that any scripture that is claiming to be divine or a revelation is man-made, why would somebody look at open space and claim it to be a protecting ceiling? In fact, the word ceiling in Arabic also means roof. So it's protecting from the top and it's protecting from the bottom, like a roof and a ceiling, if you want to be clear about it. And let's take a look at what really happens scientifically, why we could consider this to be a scientific fact. So the ceiling part, the atmosphere of the earth, has exactly the adequate matter of gases and the adequate amount of them to keep the temperature of the earth at a sustainable level for all life, especially humankind. So if it was not for the atmosphere we have, the heat that comes from the sun's rays, like it's coming now, would escape at night and the temperatures would drop to that of like at other rocky planets to like negative 400 Fahrenheit, and it would kill the entire planet in one given night of 8 hours. So there's some definitely like tangible aspects of this. Now let's take a look at the roof part, because it's also there. Again, in the Arabic language, the word ceiling means roof as well. So how is that a protective roof? Believe it or not, the earth gets hit at an average of 17 times a day per meteors. Why don't we ever see them? Why don't we ever get hit by them? Because our atmosphere is also designed, evolved to, whatever you want to call it, to burn these meteors, no matter how big they are, in the atmosphere so we don't get hit by them. Now I see that it's becoming more and more difficult to find this scientific knowledge, something that used to be taught in school 30, 40 years ago. And in the contrary, I find resources that almost want to suppress this, which fulfills the second part of the Quranic verse, and they turn away from our signs. Let's take a look at this first one. So this US in the government astronomer, or claims to be an astronomer, somebody who studies space, the earth and outer space and all that, wrote a book called The Sky is Not a Ceiling. Well, first you deem it a silly claim, an absurd claim, to claim that open space is a ceiling. Then you have the need to write a book claiming to be an astronomer saying the sky is not a ceiling. Well, if it's such an absurd claim, you look even more absurd writing a book stating that it is not a ceiling. Like, why so adamant to make that a point if it should be an obvious point by your own claim? And this fulfills the part of the Quranic verse that says, and from our signs they turn away, and also they want you to turn away, because there is definitely truth in this. This is the truth from the Lord of the worlds. So not only does the ceiling part get ridiculed, let's take a look at this article which was just published yesterday. on something that seems to be a fake news article. It's like a 1,000 pound meteor hits the earth and it weighs about 17 kegs of beer. That's suspect. And it lands in Texas where nobody can see it, claims NASA. Again, U.S. government, whatever U.S. government officials that supposedly deal with outer space and the sky. Why so adamant to prevent anyone from believing the Quran? Like, that just fulfills the Quran, and from our signs they turn away. Why so adamant to try to disclaim this? Make of it what you want. My peace, I'll leave y'all. Until next time.